Good day, everybody. It's day 333 from me starting the build. This is day 21 from planting our cannabis plants. Look at the black soldier fly hanging out. He's a good guy. He's a decomposer. His larva, actually, when he lays eggs, their larvae are great decomposers, but they help out with all kinds of things in here. We had some issues with this plant here. We had some rust going on, probably pest, but it's definitely from overwater. It's just the soil is super saturated right now, and it's going to take time for these plants to catch up. Like I said, these plants are only 21 days old. See that they're really sucking up a lot of water. These water leaves are doing their job, but it's just a lot. It's going to take a while for this whole system to set up. We flooded the thing multiple times, just trying to regulate the water level, but we've got it now, and it should just be a matter of time before everything really sets in. Get some good cover crops going on in the soil to help regulate the moisture. Our fish is doing good. The pond is doing great. I think there's the fish right there. He's just a little shiner I got down at the reservoir here on the property. Little minnow. I guess you call them shad. Little shad shiners. You all just call them shiners. Haven't put any. There's our lily pad. We haven't put any other type of animals in here or fish in here yet, just because we're letting everything cycle in. Letting the algae start to get going. You can see we're getting some really good spring algae. That's the first stage of life. That's what we're looking for. There are no filters to the fish pond. So the creek system is what filters the water. So before I go putting a lot of fish in the pond, I want the creek system to set in. I want to make sure that there were no major leaks. So if it does, too much water gets sucked over the side, basically from this. We got the moss and then the sand, silt, and clay. The same stuff that's in the creek comes up and touches the moss, and it wicks a tremendous amount of water. And it will actually wick water right over the creek wall and down into the bottom, which is fine. Its whole system sets on in a sandbox with double ply polyurethane liner, pond liner, pea gravel, sand, silt, and clay. Then everything else sits on top of that sand, silt, and clay. Then there's a layer of red clay on top of the sand and silt, which separates the soil layer from the reservoir. So the soil can't get down into the water and sit there and go anaerobic and have a swamp down there. We don't want that. But that's how the system works. That's what we're trying anyway. We're going to have this creek, and we're going to plant plants like grass. We're going to get shrimp in here. We're going to get some snails in here. All the fresh water life we can get. Shrimp, snails, clams. We're going to put it in the creek system, and we're going to try and clean the water from the fish pond with the creek system along with the plants. This is called a horizontal soil system. You can look it up on YouTube. It's Leighton Morrison horizontal soil system. This is what whole thing is based off of. This whole system here is like, you can see, it's a box. It's just basically a sandbox. We filled it with sand and pea gravel and different sized rocks at the bottom, and then we put the sand and silt clay on top of that, and then we put our soil, and then we put our organic matter on top, and there are layers to that. I believe it's AEO. Anyway, if you want to look up more, learn more about it, it's on YouTube. The horizontal soil system, and this is my version and what I dreamed up. I've always wanted to do something like this, so I decided to give it a shot. Using natural farming methods, now we can do this without using harsh chemicals or even a filter. I believe we can use lactic acid bacteria to help clean the pond, help clean the water. We can use natural amendments like ferments to feed the plants. We don't have to worry about those ferments really hurting the pH of the water. The water will balance itself out through the algae and all the life and microorganisms that are flowing through the system. So what we're doing is combining aquatic microbiology with soil microbiology, and we're going to see what happens with the terpenes and the levels of the levels of growth that we get, so we can really manage the water by removing the sand and silt from the edge of the creek. So the more sand and silt I put here, the more it'll wick up. Like this here, I haven't done anything to it already. I mean, it's not even touching the water, and it's moist. It stays moist because it's that sand and silt wicks that water, that moisture up from the creek, and the plants will tap into that, and we'll get dual and sometimes maybe even triple root zones. So we'll get a root zone at the top in the organic layer, we'll get a root zone over here by the creek system, we'll get another root zone down in the clay layer. So there'll be multiple layers of zones these roots can tap into and get nutrients and different microbiology that's going on in different layers, and hopefully all balance it out. That's the idea.